So we'll just remain in awareness of our awareness. So there are many different forms of meditation, as we know. And some forms are dissociative in nature. You dissociate, you leave the phenomena around you, you leave the world, and you may even experience or understand phenomena as not being real, not actually being the manifestation of reality. So you dissociate from around you. You dissociate from your body. You leave embodiment. And you even dissociate from your mind. And then you experience this very pure awareness. A transcendent state. And it's really great to know how to do that. there are other forms of meditation that focus on embodiment. You might suspend your mind just for a moment to experience the arising of this awareness, unbound by mind. And as it arises, as this field of eminence arises within you, as you, including the environment itself, you embody this experience of awareness, of knowingness, of light. And your body is essential to this. And then you embody your mind, but you suspend it. And you embody the different dimensions of your embodiment. And this is a path of embodiment. It's a path of being in relatedness to the field of being itself as the world. And all the different circumstances, rather than being detached, dissociated from it, you bring it actually into this experience of this awareness. And paradoxically, the more you embody this awareness, the more you bring everything into it, both the good and the terrible, then this awareness itself becomes pervasive. And pure. And you begin to live, rather than the sea of transcendence, the sea of eminence. And rather than the path of experiencing non-duality, by freeing yourself from duality, the very duality of your life is a doorway into non-duality. Or the Shaivite masters say the bliss of samadhi is the bliss of being, the bliss of the world. It is really true that our mind knows beings and things. Our mind knows forms, from gross forms, rocks, to subtle forms, math. Our mind knows difference. Our mind knows me, and our mind knows you. It knows this and that, me and otherness. Our mind knows duality. And then this awareness, this awareness knows being. This awareness is actually being, knowing being. So in some of these traditions, like the Dzogchen traditions, certain forms of phenomenology, Shaivism, each tradition will have this spot of the power of integrating, bringing our mind into the heart essence, integrating our mind within awareness. More often than not, we're located in our mind alone, and then this awareness opens, which is really fantastical. And then we begin to attune ourselves to awareness. And this very attunement, we begin to embody it within ourselves. And we begin to embody our mind within this awareness. And then that amazing moment happens because of the embodiment of awareness in our mind simultaneously. We can begin to experience through forms, begin to experience being itself. Through our own form, our own embodiment, we begin to experience being. We don't have to leave, we don't have to associate, we don't have to get out of here. And so the very embodiment of being arises in the immediacy of our own life, just as it is. And through beings, human beings, animals, nature, we enter the beingness of the being itself. It's very straightforward. Very straightforward. And all of our experience, all experience, the beautiful, the terrible, all of our affective states, every thought is experienced as the manifestation of being itself. Incarnationalism, incarnating, embodying. The light of our own being's being, and the light of the beings, this sea of being that we're in. We've been focusing a little bit on the guru, the nature of the guru, of late here. A bewildering topic. And we're focusing on the guru as the field of being itself. That manifests, comes through forms. All the forms. And that this guru, just the field of being itself, manifests to us, reveals itself to us as understanding. As some of the yogis describe in these different incarnational traditions, like Dosha Rinpoche, Dzogchen, Muktananda, Shaivism, goodness is really good. But goodness without understanding is not the complete empowerment. You see that. Very good people who have a limited experience of what they are, or they see it out there. Alone. In servitude. So we begin in these traditions of embodiment. rather than experiencing the transcendent other. One embodies the Guru as one's own awareness, as one's own self, as one's own being, and the realm that one lives in. And so the Guru reveals itself as understanding, direct knowingness, just as we are plain ordinary people, nothing super duper. And it reveals itself because its function is self-revelation, knowingness opening itself. And the third quality of the Guru, protection, being this, incarnating this field of being, is the great protection. Being mind alone, not enough. Never enough. And so as we integrate our mind into this awareness as the Guru, then this awareness not only allows us, and mind not only allows us to experience the beingness of all the beings, this non-duality within duality, but also infuses our mind. As one of the great 11th century Dzogchen masters would say, there's the gnosis of awareness, wisdom gnosis, but there's also gnosis of the mind as you keep bringing your mind into the heart essence. The illumination of awareness illuminates mind. That not only do we experience the non-duality of this existence, but we experience the very characteristics of the world, of situations. And we don't live in naivete. And we experience the power of agency arising within us as discrimination of action. Or as the Shaivite masters say, knowledge is action. So this devotion to the Guru, to the field of being, manifesting within us, and with the immediacy of our situation, is quite fantastic. Takes a little boldness. And you begin to bring that experience, which is implicit, into explicitness. There's a particular meditation that yogis use to do that. And we'll do that this morning, where we begin. You may start off with that process we use. There's no one process. There's no one ritual. No one posture. Takini's laugh. And you may suspend your mind a moment to free awareness, to be effulgent. And then you bring your mind in. consecrate your mind and your senses, your body. And then you begin to focus on yourself as the primordial Guru, manifesting in you as you. So even as you sit here right now and you hear me chattering, you're hearing it through the ears of the Guru. And if you gaze with your whole body, as one gazes in the embodiment, you're gazing and you're experiencing this room as the Guru. You look at your hands, and your hands are the hands of the Guru. You gaze through the eyes of the Guru. You experience everything and anything as the Guru. Darkness and light. You experience the pairs of opposites as the Guru. You feel the column of light in your body as the Guru. You feel the power rising of transmission in your own body, which is the great compassion, this capacity of extending awareness into the present moment and into the past and to the future. Even as I'm talking, you're probably dropping out already. It's a bit beyond you, because you're a humble person, a good person. Purusha. The truly great masters teach this unbounded knowingness. And honoring the Guru as your very own being. You'll probably hear this as an interesting talk, and as you walk out the door, you've forgotten it. awareness as the Guru. Your embodiment. Your unconditional embodiment. You have no conditions for it. Unconditional. No requirements. No grades. No markers. The yogis describe the Guru's vision as pure vision. That means you are experiencing as your own self the beingness of being, pure being, just as you are, without any condition. Pure vision doesn't mean pure thoughts, whatever that means, or pure feelings, or even pure motivations, or pure eating habits. Pure vision is you're experiencing everything and anything as the Guru, as the manifestation of pure being, pure awareness. And it means wherever you are, wherever you go, you experience that in dhatu a, means in every situation. So at one level of pure vision, you're beyond the categories of right and wrong, good and evil, better and best, insane, sane. You're experiencing the luminosity within yourself and with everything and anything. That's the first movement of pure vision. And the second movement is where this light of gnosis, this light of knowingness, as the Guru, infuses your mind, and you bring your mind into it. And then you begin to see the qualities of being that's being manifested in its goodness and its darkness. Sometimes people think in approaching the Guru that you hear no evil and you see no evil, and you have the bliss of naivete. It's Marigpa. So, simultaneously, You're experiencing the purity of beings and their characteristics. And you can hold the complexity and the contradictiveness. So part of pure vision, the first movement, is the experiencing of pure being. Not good psychology, pure psychology, but being. And then the second movement of pure vision is really seeing the characteristics of what's taking place. Sometimes people think that pure vision is naivete. And sometimes it's true. You can see a certain goodness that is naive. A lot of suffering follows that. Unnecessary suffering. So pure vision, the purity of your own being, and the purity is manifesting in non-duality, in indivisibleness, and simultaneously, through the grace of the light coming through your mind, you have discrimination. Pure vision is quite the opposite of naivete. Devotion to the Guru is devotion to the Guru within your own being and within everything and anything. The Guru is pantheistic. It's everywhere. And even nowhere. When you have that gift, you'll experience equal vision. Which is actually self-liberation. Sometimes people think devotion to the Guru is devotion to a person. And they think everything that person does is totally good. And they think they're supposed to just see the goodness in that person. Not just the goodness of being, but the goodness of character, the goodness of habits. And every action they take is good. And then they feel good about it. In the bliss of naivete. They foreclose the second movement of pure vision, which is actually seeing the nature and the character of everything and anything. The embodiment of awareness. The embodiment of the Guru. The grace of the Guru, which is a givenness, the radiance, is actually fire. It's blazing. With this understanding will extend to those we know and love who may be having difficulties. Desire in the incarnational traditions, in the embodiment traditions, is really important. And rather dissociating from desire, fleeing from it, one embodies desire and the power of desire. And as you and I embody the power of desire as it arises spontaneously, accomplishment actually takes place. The fruition of desire is actually within desire itself. It arises spontaneously. It's not a good thought. It's not a function of mind alone. And you bring it forth and you embody it. And action follows. The same thing with transmission of the light of awareness, of the light of the Guru. It's not a good thought. It's not a mental intention. Nothing happens. It's by feeling your attunement to that dimension within your own body. Then it arises and it comes through you in directness, in empowerment. We extend it to those we love. And then we'll extend it to our city. Feeling it arising, coming through us. And then we'll extend it to all the cities. the arising of this spanda of the Guru, primordial awareness, will sometimes have the quality, as it's described in the text, of the sun. It is really fire. It cuts through, metabolizes, dissolves configurations of energy. The other is the moon. It's like the light of the mother coming through the body and touching others. Then we'll extend to the Guru in this room, to that manifestation. That attunement, to that presence. This is called Guru Yoga right now. And then you can extend to your ancestors, the mothers and the fathers, to the presence of the Guru in them that has given you the gift. The Guru's presence will extend to them. Then you can extend to all the different great teachers in your life. Your first great teacher maybe. And all the different people who have taught you through recognition of you as the self. Extend to all the great yogis. I always begin with Swami Muktananda, who taught me this so directly. And to the yogis and lamas and amma. Not all yogis teach you this. And then we'll extend to the different traditions we participate in. And we extend to them as they liberate themselves from patriarchalness, theocraticness. And then we'll extend to that dimension of the archetypical dimension. And in the realm of the archetypes, we place the Guru there also. That dimension of the archetype is Guru, as the Logos, to use the Greek formulation. We bring forth the honor of the Guru as the Dakini, as the feminine, Guru Dakini. We rub our hands together. You're going to place it on your heart. So our program is over. You can stay and meditate. But if you have any questions, you can ask them today. Great. We'll put the chant back on, Haribo. This is actually a chant to the Guru. Haribo. Nanda